Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sect podcast. So, today we're gonna talk about a new sect like we do every week. But before that, I would like to introduce everyone there, so you can all go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'll start. Hello everybody, I'm Antoine, and I'll just explain to you how the sect was created and its history.
Hello, my name is Taha, and today I will talk about all the weird stuff and horrible stuff that happened in the sect.
What's up? I'm Charlot, the bubbly connoisseur, the finisher, and the ending guy.
I'm Xavier. I'm gonna talk about a person who has lived in the sect.
Perfect. So the sect that we're gonna talk about today is a really special sect for us because it's a sect that took place like in our hometown in Quebec. So it took place a couple years ago in Quebec, but like still we heard a lot about it like in the media and stuff. It's the sect of Moïse Terlou. So I'm gonna let Antoine talk about it. But just before that, I would like to thank our sponsor for the video today, NordVPN. So NordVPN, thank you for sponsoring us. It's a great thing, guys. Go install it. It's good for you. So Antoine, you can go ahead and start by introducing the sect.
Perfect, thank you. So basically, the sect was created in the year 1970. So where it all begins. So in the year 70, as I just said, he convinced a group of people to leave their old lives and to just like focus on a new total life to create a sect with. So in 1977, he created the sect, and his goal was to be like the leader of the cult, and to just and he wanted. Sorry?
Like to think, like just convince them to think like just him.
Yeah, exactly. So he wanted to talk to them like they were his family. So they wanted to be all equal, all on the same on the step. So he just took back everything and just started to zero. So they isolated themselves at Gaspé, in Gaspésie, and he had visions of his group like on a hill where they were free of all the sins and they were living a happy life. So since that day, he started to think that he was like the leader of the group, and he was like more powerful than the rest of the group. So he started to have a bigger ego than the other ones. So with that, he started to begin started to get a little crazy. So he started to begin some slaughters on them. Like he began violent on them. He started like he did some punishments to them.
Yeah, physical
like,
punishment.
Example, yeah, exactly. So if I have some example for you, he obligated them to smash their own legs with sledgehammers, to sit on lit stoves, to shoot each other in the shoulders, and for example, eat dead mice and feces. It was really horrible.
Yo, you gotta be some kind of crazy to do that, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, really.
We'll talk about this much more in details just after.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy all the things that he did to these people. Like these people were following him, and like it was crazy, you know.
But
yeah,
like,
all the people were.
About it, you know.
Yeah.
Like how he so much like horrible stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
All
the
the
amount
people
of
were,
trauma that you have after that is insane. Like you smash your own legs. Like what the hell, bro?
I don't get it. Like
Yeah, I know it's crazy. Antonio, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so they didn't say nothing. They were just like agreed. They just agreed on all the punishment they did. They didn't have any questions. I think it's horrible.
Really? They did it like with their whole mind and said yes, like.
Yeah, they were like, okay, it's part of the sect.
Yeah, they gotta be crazy, like.
Maybe they think that if they will get out of the sect, maybe they have big consequences, you know.
no,
Yeah,
but
That's a good point.
Rock Terrio like was a really charismatic guy, and he was good like to persuade others. So they were really thinking that what they were doing was the good thing. So actually, that's why they were listening to him, even if it was like so much big stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it's interesting that people like listen to a crazy guy and like say, yeah, I would follow him with like, to me, it's like unheard of. Like, how can you follow someone who's so crazy, who tells you lies?
Actually, we don't know because we are out of this. But maybe if you were in this, like we were like
exactly.
do the same as them.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. Is like he had so much control over them because he put them like in a close community. Like I don't mention it, but like they all live in this recluse community in Gaspésie. So like as soon as like he started the sect, it was important for him to isolate them, you know, to live like in a close community. So he took like his followers, and they all went to Gaspésie, and they stayed there for a while. Like they stayed there for a couple of years. But when he was there, he got arrested for criminal negligence because a kid died like on his watch. Like in the community, a kid died like, because of him because he was negligent.
Yeah,
he got arrested in Quebec. Sorry, what?
Yeah. It wasn't just a kid; it was a baby. Like the little guy was like a few months old, and he just died.
Yeah, it's terrible. So like, since he was arrested in Quebec, like he still wanted to have like his close community because he got released, and like he still wanted to have like his close community. So he just moved it to Ontario. And when he was in Ontario, like he rebuilt like the same sect, but the same point between the two is like they were really really isolated. Like they were all alone. You know, like they were in the woods, like apart from society. Like really far, you know. But
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Do you know why it's so important to be far away from civilization in a sect?
Yeah, basically he wanted to isolate them because he didn't want them to know like how it worked in the outside world. Because like if you don't know how it works in the outside world, you can know like how bad they were treated, you know. And,
yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true.
And also, if they manage to escape of the sect, they'll just like see anybody else. But if they're far away of a civilization or something like that, they'll just find nobody, and they're not gonna be of risk to escape and tell all the truth that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like they can't compare their story to anyone else because they don't know anyone else. Like other people they know lived in the same sect as them, you know, and like they're scared to quit it because they don't know where they're going to go. You know, like they don't have anything else. They give their house away. They give like all their possession away.
Yeah, that's also why they don't leave because they have nothing. Like if they leave, they have just like Moïse Thériault and like the sect and the life in the sect because
they give their life like to the sect because all day they was living in and
that's why it's like,
things
really
happen.
dangerous. Like it's part of the criteria of dangerosity of a sect, like just to be excluded from the world and like just to know what happened in the sect and not in the whole world.
Yeah, but also I can't imagine going back like to a normal life after like seeing with the thing that happened on the sect.
Yeah.
Like how can you live normally after that?
And actually they thought that they were doing good.
Exactly, because like they were all living together, so like they didn't know what was good or bad. They were just all listening to Moïse, you know. So it was really special. Like as soon as they got like isolated, like that's when you know that like it's really dangerous, you know.
Yeah, true.
Also, all the problems started because Moïse just started to get some serious alcohol problems. So all the violence he causes. At first, he was like a really good motivational leader. He was really like here to motivate his cult and like to bring them joy. But he started to get alcohol problem, and that degenerates and that created chaos.
He just being like more and more delicious, you know. So he was just thinking like weird stuff. Like he was thinking that there will be a war against like God and evil, and like he was just like
crazy,
like just saying that the end of the world will be in 2 years.
Yeah,
he was really.
He thought he was having like moments with God. He thought he was speaking with God, but that's not true.
Yeah, that's why he named himself Moïse, I think.
He really convinced himself that he was a prophet, and he was not.
Yeah, exactly.
But like it must be so weird for like the people in the sect because like you all live like secret with him, and like you see him like say all this crazy stuff, but you can't do anything. And like as a part like you believe in him, I know exactly you had like an example of
Yes. So earlier I watched a video and it was a person that was in the sect, and he said that at the beginning, it was a good idea because the sect was a campaign to help people to stop smoking. So it is why he started to go in the sect, and after like I think a lot of days and months, it became very dangerous. So the person in the sect was becoming to have fear, and so Moïse Thériault was
So basically, you're saying that everything happened just like because it was like a company, like just for people to stop smoking.
So at the beginning, it was very good idea, and after it became a bad ending.
It was not a religious thing. It was
it was just to stop a campaign to help to stop smoking.
But like,
and
it's
then
crazy.
After, he started to talk to them like about religion and.
Yeah, everything. And after he started to kill somebody and became dangerous.
It's crazy to go like to smoking to like a cult, like
really.
like to
but
stop
the man
smoking.
himself is crazy, like.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree on that.
the guy was crazy.
But like exactly the example that you had, like when did he choose to escape the sect?
So I think he chose to escape it like with his family because he go to like after a couple of months, Moïse wants to do it like a close community, as you said.
Yeah.
So they will go in Gaspésie and in the mountain that is high, apart from the civilizations. On the hill. Yeah. So after a couple of months, the person, his name is Léomar Fauché. He becomes really nervous and all that, and he escaped it with his family, and
so
he doesn't have consequences with that.
So like he escaped before the sect was a sect, or like before?
The sect.
So he escaped when it was a sect. All right.
Yeah, when it was a sect. Yeah. But it's crazy. Like he got the chance. It's not really a chance, but like he lived like in a close community, like apart from society, like really isolated. Like it's a special experience to have. Like special is not a good word, but like it's a bad experience. Like it's a traumatic experience. That's what I was teaching. Like it's traumatic, you know.
Yeah, and in the sect, the adept has to give their private things to Moïse. So like they sell his house for him. And after with the money, Thériault, he was a good guy at the beginning, so the money helps them to buy foods and cars in the community. But the cars were controlling by him, so they couldn't get far. So yes.
He was controlling just everything.
Yeah. He was like the boss.
Yeah. He had a too big ego. He wanted to be the chef, so he just. Forgot all the laws and all the people respect, and he just started to make his own business.
Yeah, he made his own rules and everything. Like he became almost like a god to his community.
Yeah, he just had like all of the authority, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was the one who was controlling everything. Like you can't do one thing that wasn't controlled by him.
Yeah, he thought God sent him a message to tell him that he was the god of his society. He was here to lead it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and
it's crazy. Like some people, I accept that, you know, like cause like he had the sect for a while, you know. Like some people were just accepting it, you know. It's weird.
Yes, but also they just. I think a lot of them just thought it was normal in the sect. Like, okay, there's some punishments, but I guess it's part of the thing because he also told them that the sect was a protection of the end of the world because he told them that the end of the world is near and he knew how to avoid it. So,
how to stop it.
Yeah, exactly. So he just told them, listen to me, and I'll just save you from the end of the world.
Yeah, but
it's like if he knows everything.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
act
Like
he's a god.
he took like the Bible and like basically said, I read the Bible and I make it sense.
Yeah.
So like he took the Bible, he read it and said like, oh, this part says whatever. Like he said, the end of the world will like be giant ice that will fall from the sky. So that's crazy.
Oh, I agree.
And the sect lasted like 20 years. Like if you think about it, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, you can say everywhere that the end of the world is coming. You know, like I don't know how it kept like circling it, like repeating itself. Cause like I don't know for you, but me, I would just say like, okay, well, it's been like 2 years and the end of the years has not come yet. You're lying, you know. But they stay like for 20 years, like you said. It's crazy.
Yeah, because it didn't happen and they still stayed. Like,
yeah, and like they were receiving like all these like they were torture, you know. Most of the people were torture. I don't know how you had some example of this. Like a lot of people were treated in the community.
yeah, I have some like Moise was spying on them, like everyone, like just every time. And when one of his followers like were not like devoted enough, he will just beat them with hammers and belts, and sometimes he will just suspend them like from the ceiling.
What?
Yeah, he was doing like really like horrible stuff. Like I know one time, like he just improvised himself like a surgeon, and just like made an operation on someone like who was conscious with some kitchen stuffs.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Like he took a guy and like to punish him, like he tried to castrate him. Yes,
Yeah.
so like he cut his scrotum off and give it to his kid. Like if I was my Stereo's kid and like my father handed me like a random guy's balls, I would like go crazy. Like how?
Yeah.
He did like so much stuff. He like also like defecate on them. He will force them to eat their faces, and he will attach children to trees and force the other children to throw rock at them. Like I don't know how he just had all of these ideas of torture.
I know, like it's not like crazy, man. And like I think like at the end, most people like they weren't there because they were believing him. I think most people were there because they were scared of him. Like they were scared that what I would do, like if they tried to leave, you know.
Yeah. Yo, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna do like a bit of a recap. Like, so like he started the sect in like July 1977 with like one girl at the beginning. A year later, he was like with 9 women and 2 guys and like a few children that they had like in the woods. After that, like they built a house in the woods. Like the community like really created like a little city, you could talk it. And then he took his name Moise, like when he became really crazy. After that, like Radio Canada like tried to interview him like a couple times, and like he said some crazy stuff on TV. After that, like he impregnated like the girls who came with him. He had their menstrual cycle like in a calendar or something, and he impregnated them one by one like after. So like, how can?
Yeah, the guy was crazy, but he was so organized. Like everything like that he did was to control them more, you know. Like he knew everything about everyone in the sect, to know like how to keep them there. So like it was crazy to a point where like he put so much effort in the sect to like keep everyone in it, you know.
Yeah, he was actually intelligent. He was not dumb. Like
like it's crazy, but he was intelligent. Like he knew how to keep the people close to him, and like how to talk to people, and try to convince them to join him. You know, like it's like it's really dangerous when like someone use like his mind to do such bad things. You know,
he was really smart, but his main goal was really just to like be a leader and like everyone respect him. And he was really crazy with alcohol and all the problems he got. So he just wanted to be the leader and to have sex with every woman he had and just to have a very beautiful life for him, but not for the other ones.
Yeah, and like the guy was like arrested a few times and he got out with nothing. Like the court said he was just a crazy person, so you have to let him go. Like how can you let someone go who's crazy?
That's so crazy to me. Exactly, like I don't understand this because like he was arrested in Quebec like we had a chance to put him in prison, like at the start, like before he did every bad thing that he did. Like we had him in prison, but they let him go away. You know, so like how can you let someone who like kill a baby, like get away with it and say, oh okay, it's fine, you can go back and kill more
Because
folk,
they don't knew about this. They don't knew about all this stuff, I think.
Yeah, sure, right. Like most of the thing I did was after the arrest, but like still, we had the chance to put him in prison, and like nobody supervised him, nobody watched him. Like they just said, "Oh, you can go." Like okay, maybe you can release him because like they didn't think it was bad enough to keep him in prison. But like still, like supervise him, put like some supervision on him. I don't know, but like it's torturing me to know like that we had the chance to arrest him, but we let him go away.
Yeah, but they had no proof because all the people in the sect were just like denying everything he said. So in their end, the people who just reported him were crazy.
No, they had proof. They had proofs. It's just, like he was facing like 22 counts of accusation, but they said he was crazy and he just moved from Quebec to Ontario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
he just should to escape it, you know.
Yeah, he just escaped like to another forest and he was like forgotten for a few years.
Oh, basically you're just saying that we could like prevent all of this if we just arrest them in Quebec.
Yes, we could have.
Exactly. That's what made me so mad about it, you know.
All of this we can see it's like the fault of the authority.
Yeah, exactly. But like not all of it, because like it was crazy, you know. But yeah, like we could stop the most of it, you know.
Just another point of view.
Yeah.
But I think it took time, like that the authority knew his story and everything.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Of course, like
because they were apart from the civilization and the cities, and they don't have telephones and all that shit.
And as we know, he had like good oral skills. So maybe he talked with the authority and said like it's just religion movement, everything was good.
But like you gotta see the positive. At least he was arrested, like at some time. So like he doesn't like do this anymore because like people like were so mad at him in prison that like they really killed him in prison.
Yeah.
Like some guy came to his cell and said like, "You're a crazy guy. You killed so many people, and you just killed him on the spot."
And even the guards knew it, and like they just let everything happen.
Yeah, but like they did such bad things to people. Like that, I think like nobody wanted to see him alive. You know.
Yeah.
So
if we go like around one time, like how like violent and like would it be like if you like we rated on a scale of 1 to 10, like how would you guys rate it? Like,
this Sect, 10 for me. It's a 10.
I would not say a 10, but I would say a 9 with close 10.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Me too, the same thing. Like, I found it was one of the dangerous sects in Quebec, for sure.
Yeah. Like, personally, I think, like, if we just look, like, in Quebec, I think it's a 10. Because, like, I think it's by far the most dangerous sect that we had in Quebec. But, like, if we look around the world, I'm sure that we can find sects that were way like more dangerous than this. Like I'm gonna say like it's a 9.5 because like at the start it wasn't as bad as it was by the end, you know. Like at the start when there were just a couple of people, like this time like it was okay, like it wasn't that bad. But as soon as like it got more isolated and like in a close community, that's when it became a really dangerous and like close to a 10.
Yeah, I agree because like you give away all your possession. You're secluded in the woods, so you can't communicate with anyone. Like you have no physical like barrier between you and him because he can beat you whenever he wants. He says everything, and you have to follow it like to the letter because if you don't, you're gonna get beaten. So like you have to be like fully submissive, and it's crazy to me that. So I would say like it's a high 9, maybe a 10.
But I think that you guys like forgot that he drilled a hole in the skull of a dead woman and just having every male member ejaculate on it. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's what for me.
Yeah, so
like he did like so much atrocious thing like this.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
If you look like for sex in like Asia or countries like that, some people do like 10 times worse than this.
Yeah, but like it's a dead woman, and he just drilled a hole in his her skull. Like it's,
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that like if we just look like in Canada, I think it's a really big thing. I think like I know for sure it's the most dangerous sect that we had in Quebec. In all of Canada, I would have
top 3, I guess.
pretty sure.
We're gonna have to see next
sure,
week.
Like, it is the most dangerous too.
For our next podcast, like it's the next podcast. It's about another sect in Canada. So like we're gonna compare it next week.
Yeah, so stay tuned for next week. Actually,
Thank you, you guys, and see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ciao. We love you guys.